Hello, welcome to the Untitled Toku podcast. My name is Jake, and I'm joined by Reggie.
Do you think the wrappers on the gochizos are part of their skin, or is it just clothes for them?
I think they're made canonically out of plastic from a Vietnamese factory, perchance. I think they're actually
But
like
but
they're actually made of what they look like they're made of.
but is the wrapper if I took off the wrapper, would it hurt them?
Okay,
Oh
that's a good
God.
question. Have you ever seen the TikTok of the guy that's like, it would feel so good to take off your skin. It would feel so good.
No, I think it would hurt
Like,
actually.
but I feel like he's like trying to psyop people into taking off their skin, maybe. And I'm also joined by Aiden.
Hi there, I'm Aiden.
Yep.
I
Do you have
have
any
zero
thought-
witty remarks.
Do you have any
Yeah, any-
thoughts on gochizo skin?
For real.
My thoughts are that you two have some very weird thoughts. I cannot say I have thought of Gorchi's skin yet. Until this
yeah.
moment.
To be fair,
Pioneers.
I have also never thought about Gochizo skin either. I mean, don't they tear their skin off when they like open up and they're like, wah!
Okay, okay, so
Whoa.
it's like a midsection thing. So I guess it's. I mean,
Yeah,
well,
it's like a hat. It's like hat and trousers.
it feels like, I don't know, maybe I feel like, I don't, what would it feel like to shuck a gochizo open like an oyster?
Get out all the creamy, delicious insides.
Oh,
Mm.
That's the type of shit
image.
Sugo would be doing.
True.
That's how he made the Valen Buster.
I'm kidding. I would
I mean,
never.
true, the
I would
Valen
never.
Buster
hurt a
is
gochizo.
essentially an electric chair for the Gorchis.
Oh my god!
Yes.
That is the direct comparison I have seen made.
But they like it though. It feels good to them. This is the Untitled Toku podcast. It's a new podcast with me, Reggie, and Aiden, and we're gonna be talking about Toku every week from now on. From this episode onward, every Wednesday or Thursday, whenever this comes out. I'm shooting for Wednesday, but if it's out on Thursday, you'll live.
It'll be Toku. It'll be Toku Thursday.
Toku Thursday, that's right. Wait, so I guess I should explain that we all like met through. So I have another channel. This is going up on a channel called Jake, but I have a main channel, in case you don't know, called dumbjake. And I think I met both of you through my member servers, didn't I? Like, Reggie, didn't you join like the first one? Or did I message you on like Instagram for art?
I became a server. I remember this very clearly. This was during the early days of Dumb Jake. You were doing
Yeah.
a stream showing off your toy collection. I donated
Right.
$1, I think, something bad, and then I was like,
paid my rent that month.
and then I was like, can you make your limited edition Pepsi branded Optimus Prime figure do the Gangnam Style?
Oh my god,
And then you
I forgot
did.
about that.
And then you did, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna become a channel member, and then I joined the Discord.
Yes, and then I must have found your art because you shared
Oh
it.
yeah,
so-
and I do a lot of the art for the channel, but that's irrelevant. That doesn't count.
Yeah. Reggie's done all the art. Like, all the guys you're seeing on screen right now are Reggie's art. Except for Aiden, he's just a real guy right now, I'm pretty sure. Just a real
Absolutely. I
man.
I made the unfortunate choice of giving Reggie too hard of a character to draw for it to finish it by this episode. I am so sorry for that.
I'm gonna compress
Yeah,
it
you
in
asshole.
a cartoon machine.
But to be clear, we don't fuck with AI. Real art all the way. Support artists. And that's what Toku's all about. Toku is like one of the coolest forms of art to me. And for some reason, if you've clicked this podcast, you just know you like the funny dinosaur guy from YouTube, and you're clicking it just to check out Tokusatsu. It means special effects in Japanese. It's a genre of filmmaking. It's not really about the type of thing that's being. It's not like if it's a comedy or if it's an action or drama. It's about the way they make it. Is that a good like summary?
Yeah, I'd say
You
so.
think Aiden and Reggie?
Yeah,
Like-
I mean, to put it in a, like the simplest nutshell, Tokusatsu is just all about practical special effects, people in suits.
Yeah.
If you've seen Godzilla, you've seen a Tokusatsu.
Yeah. Yep. Godzilla is the OG godfather of Tokusatsu, and Suitmation and all that cool stuff. Hold on, my train of thought, it got derailed, but it's coming back. It's on its way back.
Oh god.
But yeah, Tokusatsu. It's a really cool medium, and I've just gotten into it this year, and this podcast is just an extension of my deep hyperfixation with it. And as we'll learn later, Reggie and Aiden as well are infected with it. It is kind of the woke mind virus. I just got to be honest about this. Tokusatsu might be like the woke virus origin point.
You know, like
Yeah.
that one picture of like the 5G tower, and then there's like the baby crying, and like half of their face is like disintegrating. But
Yeah.
it's just like put like instead of like a tower, just make it like a really big Gochizo.
Yeah, the Gochizo did give me 5G woke mind virus cancer.
That's what happens
but
if you
we're-
eat a Gochizo.
The world would truly be healed if everyone just watched Tokusatsu.
All right, we're gonna move on to the main part of the episode. Okay, this is gonna be sort of an introduction to the show and an introduction to us as Tokusatsu fans, because we're kind of representing a spectrum of experience with the genre. I just started watching it earlier this year. Hold on, I have to burp. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Sounded
Whatever,
like
I
you
might
were
leave
being
that.
like punched in the stomach. Like
Sometimes
why
it
not?
be like that.
Why
not
not?
normal.
Leave it in. Leave it in. It's a casual podcast. We're having fun here.
But yeah, I started with Tokusatsu earlier this year, probably like January or February. I don't even remember why I started watching Kamen Rider Gov. I
Yeah.
just most likely I saw a clip on Twitter and I was like, that is absurd enough for me to check it out. I know
That
Battle Up
would
Saber.
sound about right.
Yeah. I know Battle Up Saber on Twitter. He kind of mixing my two worlds here. He's the guy that runs the Transformers Crazy Ass Moments Twitter page.
Oh.
And he's a gigantic Tokusatsu fan. And he was able to shepherd me into the hobby a little bit. And then for some reason people really started liking when I was tweeting about like watching it for the first time.
Guilty as charged here.
Yeah, I got a bunch of people that like just followed me and know me as the Toku Twitter guy. Like,
dude.
I entered a server once and they said, "Oh, you're the guy from Twitter," which that definitely hurt me in a new and interesting way.
That's the worst
But,
thing that could happen to someone, I think. If I Oh, you're from Twitter.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they could have called you far worse.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, I just got shepherded in by Battle Up Saber, and I became a full-on fan. I was like as soon as I understood what was going on, which I think is maybe the number one issue for any Westerner, like trying to get into it, is like there's a lot of stuff that is not immediately apparent. There's a lot of names that get thrown around. There's a lot of terms that get thrown around. And just learning it all, it's an influx of information. And I just happened to be in like the perfect mental state, I guess, for a like new hyperfixation to take over my brain and just make me think about it.
Absolutely.
So that's how it's been going this year for me. I've been fully converted. Another burp. I don't want. It's not gonna be a regular thing, listener.
Every time that happens, can we just edit in like a clip of like someone getting like punched and then edit Jake's head over it? It legitimately sounds like you're getting attacked. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay,
we just
I'll
have
listen back.
we just have the sound of the gochis all going like "wow" in the Valen Buster.
Gummy! Or something like that.
Eat me, eat me. So, Aiden, explain your Toku backstory. I'm actually, because I
boy.
don't think I know it at all.
Oh boy, yeah. It's not really something I've shared too much, but I mean, it's nothing too much really. I had a friend who basically introduced me to the first 2 episodes of Kamen Rider Build, so that was my starting point. And I remember the way it went. So they were like, "Hey, there's a show here. I'd love to like get you into it." And I said, "Okay, I'll give it a try." I watched the first 2 or so episodes with them. I was like, yeah, this seems pretty cool, you know. I didn't have any overwhelming opinion about it at the time.
Right.
So, but what I did was, I thought, I was interested enough by those first 2 episodes. When I found the show after much searching, because Lord knows they do not make it easy in the West.
Right, yeah.
And I started watching the rest of the episodes, and I remember it took me about a week to get through the first 10, 15 episodes. I was enjoying it, but I wasn't super into it at that time. But then, as it continued, I started getting into it more. And before I knew it, within the space of maybe 2.5, 3 weeks, I'd just blasted through all 50 episodes, both the movies, and I was hooked. And at that point, I said, "Oh my god, Kamen Rider Build, I love it." Now, at that point, I wouldn't have called myself a Kamen Rider or even a Tokusatsu fan, because, like, yeah, you'll have this thing where you've watched a show from a franchise and you can say, "Oh, I love this show," but you can't exactly say you love the franchise yet because you've only experienced that one part of it. It's like a reference you guys might get more is that it's like if someone had only watched Transformers Beast Wars, and it's like, I love Beast Wars, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're a Transformers fan.
Sure.
We'll hold on now. We'll hold on.
Yeah, I kind of disagree.
Okay.
I'm a Beast Wars defender. Okay, that's fighting.
No,
that's
I am
fighting words.
I am not saying anything bad against Beast Wars, but you might have someone who loved the hell out of it and then got disappointed that the rest of the franchise wasn't full of them turning into realistic animals and janky CGI.
All right. So
my point is,
someone who's just likes Beast Wars, basically.
Exactly.
But
so
they just might not like the other stuff. Right.
Exactly. So at the time, after I'd watched Build, I was like, okay, I loved Kamen Rider Build. Am I a fan of the rest of the franchise? I have no idea. So that's when I got into researching, and the next thing I watched after that was Shin Kamen Rider, the movie.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yes, and you know, the thing that got me really interested in that was, you know, it was directed by Hideaki Anno, because before my Toku phase, I had still kind of going, but much more subdued now, a years-long anime phase with Neon Genesis Evangelion being like one of my favourites of all time.
Oh, based.
So when I saw that Anno was tied to Shin Kamen Rider, I was like, okay, I have to watch this. I'm interested in Kamen Rider. I love Hideaki Anno. I got to see what this is. And I watched the movie. I absolutely fell in love with it.
Did you watch it with like context? Like, did you look up stuff before you watched it, or you just
a little bit
went into it? Okay,
yeah. Because I have an issue where, like, before I watch anything, I just love searching up stuff about it.
Interesting.
In ways like that, I sometimes end up spoiling myself a little, but it never tones down how much I enjoy something. And I think it was probably worth it for this. So I watched Kamen Rider, I absolutely loved it, and at that point, I was like solidly calling myself a Tokusatsu fan. And from there, I've watched a whole bunch of Rider, a little bit of Sentai, a little bit of Ultraman. I'll admit, while I may have enjoyed Tokusatsu the most out of out of the crew on this podcast.
Wow.
I am still far from an expert. I've just done
Right.
a lot of research and watched a good handful of shows.
Yeah. Just compared to us, you know way more.
Yeah. I am the expert of the podcast only by proxy.
Yeah. And I just want to throw out, did you, like, when you were in school and you were bored on the computer because you finished your assignment or whatever, did you just like go to Wikipedia and look stuff up and read about it, like movies?
Oh, I was absolutely one of those kids.
Okay,
absolutely.
Like, maybe more people did it than I thought, but it's just like, I feel like I've read about so much stuff that I've never watched, and I'm kind of okay with that. I'm kind of fine with it.
I still do that to this day, specifically whenever I see a horror movie that looks interesting, but I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want to like experience that because I'm a little scared. I just read the entire plot synopsis on Wikipedia, and I'm like, wow, that was a good movie.
I'll say that is far better than what I used to do, because I had a phase where I was going to say it straight, I don't like horror movies, but I had a phase where I was really interested in them. And
they are
interesting.
I
will say this, to this day, I have
fair.
watched maybe one horror movie in my entire life. But I have watched several dozen ending explained videos on YouTube where they just recap the whole movie and say, this is what the answer to the mystery was, and I'm like, that sounds like it was cool.
No, dude, I can't handle horror movies. Like a few years ago, when the new Halloween movie, the Michael Myers came out, me and a handful of friends were like, oh, let's go see it in the theater. And then it actually, it was like...
You were scared of Halloween?
Like, it was the new one. No, you have to understand.
Yeah.
It was an empty theater. Like, we were the only people in there, and we were, like, sitting in the back, because it was, like, a local small-town theater. And then it's just, like, I started to watch the movie. I was like, oh my god, I can't take this anymore. So I pull out my phone, put my headphones in, and I just like hold up my phone and start watching a Germa stream. So it's
my god, whatever. Ain't no way. Pulled out your comfort streamer and the movie theater.
Germa is my comfort stream. I actually have like one of those photo cards of him, and he has like cat ears on it. And it was so I did that the whole movie because like I didn't want to watch like the slasher film. And then we all walk out of the theater, and then my one friend looks at me, and he's just like, dude. He was like pissed off.
That would be me. That's ridiculous. I cannot believe the two people I've chose to make a Toku podcast with. I am a horror head through and through. I love horror. I love horror movies. I cannot do a horror game. I am that. I need to pull up the Germa stream if I'm playing a horror game. I can't.
Okay, guys.
I can't deal with the jump scares.
If this video gets 10 likes, Jake will play.
Hold on, you're citing me? Oh hell no! Not Amnesia.
Quick.
That had to be the
redirect the conversation.
Game.
Redirect the conversation.
But Reggie, what's your like lore, Toku lore experience so far? I guess I should say.
Yeah, tell us how you got into it.
So I'm kind of like a Tokusatsu baby in the sense that I've started watching it like a month ago, maybe less than a month ago.
Yeah.
I was because I'm mainly in this like server in like the YouTube sphere for Transformers stuff, and then I'm like working on like an art thing with Jake, and he's like, oh yeah, this is kind of like Tokusatsu inspired, since like he's like he just likes it a little bit or whatever, but
right, yeah.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, are there like any good ones I should watch just to get the vibes? And then he sends over Gov, and then I watch it, and I'm like, okay.
I feel like this story makes me sound like a fucking drug dealer. Like a fucking...
Dude, you
like,
literally
I
said...
engineered it from the beginning or something.
You literally said, dude, I got you, and then you send me a link to, like, a website that, like, torrents all the episodes, dude.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
So,
you are just like a member of the Stomach family.
dude, the
Giving
stomach-
out your dark treats and making them obsessed.
dark confections. But,
Bruh.
I haven't finished Gov yet, because I haven't finished it yet. But I got into it that way. I don't really know much about it, so I guess I've like the lowest on the spectrum. It's like, oh, brand new. Where's
Brand
that?
new fan.
Yeah, it's there's the picture of like the soy jack baby, and it's like, I'm one. I'm only one. One is young. That's me.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna need you to send me these memes so I can put them in the video
I'm only
somewhere.
one is young. Have you not seen I'm only one is young?
No.
I have not seen that, and I thought I was kind
It
of
is-
up to date on a lot of the memes.
It might be considered
around
old
right now.
now, but this is one of my favorite pictures ever.
What the hell? You don't understand.
What am
I'm
I-
only one. One is
Oh.
young. Number one son. Is this a Gojuju reference?
Whoa.
I have seen this, but I've seen it where it's like, you don't understand, I'm only 33. 33 is young. That's the version I've seen.
True.
This is like the post-ironic version of that, probably. Then,
Yeah.
like,
Um,
but I love the things on the hanger that are like baby toys, but they're probably meant to be like little boo boos or something.
no, those are baby toys.
But like representationally, for this guy who's like a baby but not a baby, I'm hyper analyzing them.
Could just
Soy
replace
jack
it.
meme.
Can you replace them with Gojizos?
I know. I'm putting my
You're
foot down. No.
you're editing.
I know I am.
Dude.
I had to teach the other podcasts.
I'm sorry, Reggie,
too.
he has all the power.
Oh my god, tyrant. What was I gonna say to wrap it up? Oh yeah, yes, I don't know anything. I'm like kind of like so if anything, we can like content farm that in the like making my grandma name all the Pokemon characters or something like that. Or
that, as a YouTuber, that type of content tempts me like Green Goblin's mask. It's like, get your grandma to list off Transformers. Get her, ask her what this
And dude-
what Ironhide's name is.
dude, I'm about to become Willem Dafoe right now. But yeah, I don't know anything. I'm not qualified to be here, but I am. And you know what? If I can be on a Tokusatsu podcast after watching a little less than half of Kamen Rider Gov and like Dojengers and I don't know, Ultraman Rising, then you can do whatever you set your mind to.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
is exactly right. You know, on that note, I was thinking, like, just to kind of set a baseline for everyone watching, do we want to just kind of quickly list out the shows we've watched? Because, I mean, you
yeah, like
Reggie,
completed?
well, we could say currently watching too, a little bit.
Yeah.
Unless we want to delve into that in a little bit.
We could do like, well, let's break it down and do like stuff we've actually fully finished, and then we'll talk about stuff we're watching right now.
Yeah.
'Cause
Okay, that works.
I mean, Reggie, you haven't finished anything, right?
Dude, do I have to pull up the I'm only one is young image again?
right. I haven't finished anything. You're only one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Reggie
What's
has not
young?
finished anything yet.
I have, besides Shin Ultraman and Shin Kamen Rider, I also have not finished anything.
Oh wow, really?
I'm more or less waiting for Gav to end to be my first full like thing I've watched, which I'm kind of doing that on purpose. Like I feel like it's an important show to me, and I want it to be the one I finish first, rather than just like something random I picked out of a hat. But yeah, I technically have not finished any. I've tasted a lot of shows. I've had a taste of a few, but I haven't finished anything.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, boy, you're leaving me to be the one to list out everything they've seen. So, okay.
Yeah.
If we're talking completed shows, I obviously already mentioned Build and Shin Kamen Rider. Most of what I've seen, Toku-wise, is like leaning towards Kamen Rider, which, if you're looking at the video, might not make a lot of sense why I have a Don Brothers avatar, but I will get there. So the ones I've completed, I will say I've stuck mainly to the more modern series. That's what I'm working on.
That's a whole nother topic, man. Like, that's a whole nother layer of this shit.
I will not get into it for the sake of everyone here.
We will at some point. We'll dive into that shit at some point.
So, of the shows I've seen, for Rider, I've seen Double, I've seen Force, Gaim, Build, 01, Geats, and Shin Kamen Rider, the movie. They're the ones that I have completely finished for Rider. For Sentai, I have only fully finished Don Brothers, but I am currently watching some others. We'll get to that. And for Ultraman, I have seen Shin Ultraman and Ultraman Rising. Ultraman Rising was kind of my introduction to Ultraman as well. I feel like it was a lot of people's. So I went from that to watching Shin Ultraman, and then after that, I have so far only seen one series, which has been G'd, which was probably a terrible choice because it's kind of like a pseudo-sequel to a bunch of movies, but I still enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, that's a whole nother layer of being imperceptible, is the the tie-ins and the movies, and this is a sequel series, but it doesn't say it on the box, and all this sort of random stuff you end up with when you're not in Japan and you're not able to follow everything that's going on really in real
that
time.
Is life. Being a Toku fan can be hard.
But that's awesome that you finished all that stuff. Build is one I'm definitely interested in, just because I like the blue and red the guy wears.
Oh, but Build is a fantastic show. I could wholeheartedly recommend it any day.
Okay. Sorry, I had to break it. It will be a normal thing on the show.
It is so going to become a running joke.
Bruh.
Yeah. Honestly, though, like Build, I think I reviewed who would love Build because I would say it actually has quite a few similarities to Gav. Like,
this design,
story-wise, character-wise.
I really like this design. I'm like
Builds.
trying my hardest not to make another Homestuck comparison.
Jesus. Yeah, I've never read a single page of Homestuck.
Yeah, I am like the interests I have in this sphere of like internet like nerd culture, like you know, like Transformers, Tokusatsu, toy review stuff. The things I know, I feel like an alien from like another planet. I just like forbidden knowledge. Okay, guys, if this video gets 15 likes, dumbjake will read all of Homestuck.
You can't.
You can't do
long?
that.
It's longer
I will
than
say
the
this.
Bible, if I remember correctly.
I will say this, Jake. I tried to start it once because like you have to go on this website and you just click through pages. Essentially, is how you read it.
It has 8,000 pages.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
I clicked through like 100 and I was like, Jesus Christ, when does this start?
Okay, to be fair, that it's mostly
my hands
pictures.
got tired.
It's mostly
it's
pictures.
mostly pictures. Okay, I do like pictures. No, I need more than 15 likes. You're selling me so short on this. You don't think I'll bare minimum get 15 likes before you set a goal?
We need the interactions.
Those interactions are just those. It's like it would be pretty sad if I didn't get 15 likes on the video.
we don't get it. Podcast cancelled.
Yeah.
Sorry,
get
guys.
us to 15 likes. Get us to 15 likes.
Get us to 15 likes on no episode 2.
So, guys, if you don't want Jake to read Homestuck, then don't like this video, and the podcast will end.
I know I'm gonna get. we're gonna get comments like, "I hate Homestuck." Dislike.
Well,
The left,
I'm not sure what the crossover is between Homestuck fans and Tokusatsu fans.
it's
That is
me.
something I am. It is exactly you, Reggie.
Okay, I'm saying that there's like no crossover, but then like I'm thinking about like the types of like nerds there are on the internet, and I'm like, oh, there absolutely is crossover. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
I
me?
feel
I'm
like
sure there is.
we're gonna find a surprising amount just via this conversation.
Okay, everyone,
I look forward
comment
to
your favorite Homestuck character and I don't know, your favorite color in the comments.
Let's go. W engagement bait. Let's talk about some of the shows we're personally watching.
Yeah, the ones we're watching right now.
Yeah, I've got a little bit of a list here.
Okay.
I'm a big starter, not so much a finisher yet, but I do love to start things.
Hey, I'm glad that I'm not the only one with a list now.
I've started Kamen Rider Gov. Obviously, we're in the middle of that. Gojujir as well. I've watched some of Abba Ranger.
Abba Ranger, that would be how you pronounce it.
Which is Dino Thunder in America, which was a Power Ranger show I really liked. I've gone back and watched episodes, and it's actually horrifically terrible. Like such a terrible TV show.
Don't say that. I wouldn't say
I'm just
it's bad.
being honest. It's really bad, man.
Oh, I feel like so many people are going to get mad at you for that.
I
People
need to be
love
truthful
Dino
for
Thunder.
myself. Like I love Dino Thunder because of all the elements of Abba Ranger that are in it.
The engagement bait.
W engagement bait. This is not rage bait. This is just my truthful, honest opinion. That's just me. That's just my opinion.
All right.
Gonna
Get
kill
ready for some
you.
drama. Get ready for some
Abba
drama
Ranger.
in the comments.
Abba Ranger is a fantastic show, fantastically interesting. I want to say I watched like 5 episodes maybe, and each episode was so good. I can't wait to go back and like fully watch that one.
From what I've heard, it's quite like a comedy, right?
It was very funny, yeah. There were some goofy ass moments that I watched. So yeah, I mean, how often is Super Sentai serious? Because I feel like most of the comedy stuff I see comes from Super Sentai, and then Kamen Rider like occasionally has stuff.
I mean, they both have the fair share. I would say absolutely Sentai leans more towards comedy more often. But you know, Sentai can have its serious moments, and we know that from the shows we've seen.
The age like you are watching it at also affects this answer, because this is not Super Sentai, but I watched Power Rangers as a kid, and I think it was the Mighty Morphin reboot from like the 2010s, and then I remember some of the things that happened, and this could also be nostalgia, but I was like, dude, that
Are you talking about the 2017 movie?
Not the movie. Let me.
Yeah, there hasn't been a reboot of Mighty Morphin to my knowledge.
Did I watch? There's no way I watched the original one. I wasn't that far behind on TV. Wait, did I actually watch the old one?
I will say that Mighty Morphin, they have like re-aired it with like edits. Like I think now it's re-airing under the name like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Recharged or something like that.
That might have been. Oh god, okay, yeah, so not the reboot, the original. I don't remember anything about it. I just remember like the emotions it evoked, and I was not laughing, I was not smiling.
You didn't care for it.
Yeah, okay. I had my fair share of Power Rangers as a kid. Like I grew up right in the middle of the Disney era, and I have to say, you know, sometimes it got serious. Like like you'd be on the school playground and you'd be saying, "Yo, did you see the latest episode?" Oh my! Like we were talking like it's a bloody serial drama.
It has nothing on it has nothing on Breaking Bad. This is more peak. On Power Rangers, I kind of feel I don't care for it. Really, I get why it exists. I'm glad people like it, but for me, it just seems like a
worse version of the good version.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I much
I'm
prefer-
going to
Yeah.
I'm going to save you here a bit, Jake, just from the comments.
Uh-huh.
Power Rangers, very clearly, it's something which is more like directly aimed towards kids than you see in Super Sentai. So it's very
Sure.
hard to go. It's very hard. It's easy to go from Power Rangers to Sentai, but going in that opposite direction, I can very much understand why you have a bit of a distaste for
God.
it now.
Yeah, I already didn't care for it. I was never a Power Rangers kid. I like Dino Thunder, and that was about all I ever liked from Power Rangers. So it's not like a new thing for me. I haven't like seen the light and I'm like, oh, this sucks now. No, I never liked it. So you can disregard my opinion if you want. It's completely fine. But
If this video gets 20 likes, we'll kill him.
come on, just 20? That's so low. Like at least 100 for killing me dead.
Let's do 75. Call it a
All right,
median.
I'll compromise. Yeah, I fell off. So I've seen Abba Ranger. I've seen Gotchard, Kamen Rider Gotchard. Mostly watched it out of spite because
Damn.
everyone was saying don't watch it. And fuck y'all, it's a good show. I'm gonna set my flag right in the ground as a Gotchard fan. I'm at
Hey,
episode
you tell him,
25. Yeah, I'm at the crossroad of Gotchard. We've also been watching Kamen Rider Geats and King Oger in the member Discord for our Toku Sunday nights, which if you're listening to this, you can go to my dumbjake channel, you can become a member, and you can join those Toku nights we watch every Sunday all together as a group. We watch King Oger, Geats, and then the three main Tokus, Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Super Sentai. So we've been watching that, and I think that's everything. I might have watched something else, but I cannot remember. I've seen Ultraman Arc. Yeah, I've watched Ultraman Arc up to episode 15 on that. I need to finish it because there's only 25 episodes. So I should really finish it. And I've also seen Ultraman Rising, which I watched Ultraman Rising before I watched Kamen Rider Gav. So technically that would have been the first thing, but it didn't get me into Tokusatsu. I was just like, this is a cool movie. I didn't really look into the roots of it at all.
If we want to be really accurate, our first Tokusatsu was would probably be Power Rangers as kids, but
sure.
we count when we saw it as Tokusatsu.
Yeah,
It's
when
like
we recognize what we're even looking at, kind of.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, Reggie, for you, is it kind of similar? Like the stuff you're currently watching is the stuff we've been watching on the server?
Yeah, like I said, I'm only one is young.
Yeah.
I have started Kamen Rider Gov, and I've been watching with the server, even though I just started in the middle and haven't gone to properly rewatch everything for Geats, King Oger. But I love King Oger, by the way. I need to start King Oger from the beginning, because King Oger, oh my god, it's peak. It's
so
awesome.
dope.
Yeah, you did miss the first few episodes.
I did, and I need to go watch them. And if I took anything out of that show, it's that I like Jeremy a lot.
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
We all love Jeremy.
Yeah, that put in that one like soundbite of like Jerma making like the teacher noise, because like I can't make it with my mouth.
Yeah. So for the people watching, Reggie cannot stop thinking of Jerma when she sees Jeremy.
Right. Yeah. Honestly, he should play him in the like American remake.
Dude, that'd be
King
awesome.
Oger.
But I've also been watching. I started Dojengers recently, and I love it. I love it. It's great. And I saw
kind of a weird one outside of the realm of anything we're like any of the other shows we're talking about. It's kind of.
I started just because someone on the server Prismatica they commissioned me to draw two of the characters, and I was like, oh, I should look into like the source material, you know, just see what it's all about. And then I was
get addicted.
You know, God, I watched like a bunch of like, you know, I'm like falling down like a well. I'm like stuck at the bottom of a well. But yeah, it's mostly Gov, Dojengers, King Oger. I watched Ultraman Rising too. I liked it a lot. I have a guy Gigantron. There we go. Figure.
Right, yeah. Because it's not Gigantron, it's Gigantron.
I don't. Is it Gigant?
But
I pronounce it Gigantron, but
Gigantron?
It's
Jesus,
like
that's a third.
It's oh my god. It's gigantic. So would it be Gigantron?
I mean, you know what? I will side with you there because it's an English movie. They probably pronounced it that way.
Yeah.
So,
just to throw a wrench in everything, I think they call him Gigantron in the movie. I think they say it weird. Weird to me anyway when I was watching that movie and not thinking about the whole Japanese tokusatsu aspect. I was like, that's a weird way to say it. But
I could not tell you to be sure. I watched it once a while ago. I should rewatch it at some point now.
But yeah,
wait, you have Gigantron?
Yeah. He's on my. He's on. Oh, she. Sorry. Oh my god, I'm misgendering the
not the kaiju.
The kaiju. She's on my shelf next to the McDonald's Minecraft French fry helmet.
Cool.
From when that was happening.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm just trying to like finish something, get into stuff, and if you have any recommendations, put them in the comments below.
That's a Toku fan's favorite sentence.
No, yeah, you don't understand. The potential for engagement bait is here because like I don't know anything. If like someone who really like knows a lot about tokusatsu wants to like lecture me on how I was wrong about like Shoma's exact like blood type and blood sugar levels during episode 3, then
yeah.
What we get paragraphs and paragraphs. The algorithm goes up, boom.
Finally, profit. We become madly successful. Biggest podcast, bigger than Joe Rogan. From all these Toku fans leaving recommendations
And getting mad. We have to make them all angry.
Yeah, you're right. We gotta rage bait the hell out of this show. By the way, did I say I didn't like Dino Thunder? Anyway,
Hey, don't leave me out. I gotta talk about the shows I've been watching too.
Oh my god, my bad.
It's cool.
If we get 100 likes, we'll kill him again.
What the fuck? you just couldn't come up with anything. You just 25 more likes gets a second death. Well, hold on. 100 likes resurrect me. 125 kill me again.
That's smart.
There's gotta be a resurrection goal.
That makes sense. For every 25 likes, we will resurrect and then kill him.
It's like a spirit bomb situation where it's like we need your strength.
Yeah, it is up to you whether Jake lives or dies.
I die 100 times to power the Gochi pod.
Dude.
Hayden, what are you watching? What
Right,
have you been watching?
We have gone off track so much this episode, but I will not say I am not a fan of it. So, I mean, to be fair, a lot of the stuff I've been watching is, the stuff we've been watching together. So, King Oja, Gojuja, Gav, Geet, again, technically. I've already seen Geet all the way through once. Aside from those, the only other thing I'm currently watching is Kuga, because Kuga's in its 25th anniversary year, and I felt I needed to get on that. So that's something I've been currently watching. I'm on about episode... I'm nearly halfway through. I want to say I'm on episode 24, 25. So that's what I've been watching. I've been absolutely loving it. It's very different from a lot of the Kamen Rider shows I've seen so far because it's by far the oldest. All the stuff I've watched is 2010 onwards. Kuga came out in 2001, so it's very different, and I'm absolutely loving it for that. I won't talk about it too much because these two obviously haven't seen it, and I imagine at some point they will want to.
Spoilers.
Yeah. We've got like 50 years worth of Toku to go through. So
Well-
wait,
even though, yeah,
I was gonna say I forgot to mention in my watch list. I also watched a bunch of random episodes of the 70 something Spider-Man Tokusatsu show.
that's something
of
I need to
course.
check out.
It was great. It's awesome.
You know what's cool about that is like it came before Super Sentai, so it kind of created the mecha genre which
I
Super Sentai uses, right?
I don't think the show exactly came before Super Sentai. I think it was running like same time as like the first or second Super Sentai series.
Oh, but
What
they
it
didn't
was
have the
that-
robots, right?
Yeah, I think they just had like ships, and back then Toei Spider-Man had Spider-Man's mecha Leopardon.
Oh my
And then-
god, Leopardon. It doesn't even make sense. It's like not like a
Yeah.
spider or anything.
and that got so popular they kind of introduced it as a concept in Super Sentai. That's my understanding. And
Okay,
it's
yeah,
become
that sounds
a staple
more
of
right.
that since.
Spider-Man also has a stupid car that I like. And also the theme song and the ending credits theme are like legitimately they're bangers. Go listen to them if you haven't. It's such a good song.
I
Absolutely.
have the Marvel Legends of that guy. It was just on Amazon one day, and I was like,
Hey,
Toku,
nice.
Toku. I'll watch this at some point.
I mean, I'm not sure how much you guys know about the Toei Marvel partnership, but it actually went on for quite a bit more than just Toei Spider-Man. Like, like 2 or 3 of the early Super Sentai seasons were co-produced by Marvel. It's a strange fact that you don't really think about, but once you realize it, you're like, oh, you know.
I'm pretty sure Marvel like declined Power Rangers. Like, they said we don't want to make Power Rangers, and that's why Saban got it.
Okay, I that's not the story I've heard, but that is not
Okay,
something
okay, am I wrong?
I'm not going to say you're wrong. It's just something I've not researched. I think
I'm sure someone in the comments. I know you know. I know you're just. I know you're already typing right now. You're
You get
already telling us.
paragraphs and paragraphs. It's just
Like
like, oh,
third
I hate
paragraph
these
down
guys.
already.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Comment. I am the fraud Toku expert here, but my understanding was that Saban tried to like adapt Bioman first, like he did a pilot for it, and kind of took that around a few studios, but it ended up being that he ended up doing Ranger instead, and that became Mighty Morphin. That's my understanding, but I couldn't tell you.
I'm willing to trust anyone else besides my own memory. I do not trust my own memory.
I
at
thought
all,
you-
so
I
I'll-
thought
Never
you
trust
were gonna
my
s-
memory either. I have the worst memory.
I thought you were gonna say I trust anyone else but this guy, Aiden.
yeah. Yeah, this man is washed. Points angrily.
Comments, get him.
Tear me to shreds if you need to.
We should talk about the shows we're actually covering on the podcast because
Indeed.
we are. So the whole point of the show, I guess, in case I haven't said it already, is that we're gonna be covering the main 3 tokusatsu shows week to week. And by main 3, we're talking about Ultraman, Kamen Rider, and Super Sentai. So right now, or next week, Ultraman Omega starts. Or this week, right? Like Ultraman
July-
Omega starts on.
Saturday.
I believe it's in 5
Yeah.
days, 5-6 days.
Yeah, so the first episode of Ultraman Omega is going to come out, and we're also covering Kamen Rider Gav and Super Sentai, and we're just picking up at the latest episode. So our next episode where we talk about Kamen Rider Gabu is going to be episode 42 of Kamen Rider Gabu, and whatever episode Super Sentai is next week as well. So we're
I
trying
want
to
to
be
say
like
it's 21.
Yeah.
I want to say 21.
21. We're trying to
It
be
might be
as
20.
up to date as possible on the show. So it's a weekly thing, something to watch after you've watched all your shows, that sort of thing. Mostly as an outlet for my crippling hyperfixation. With that, I gotta turn it into work somehow, right? So this podcast is my outlet, and it will hopefully be Reggie and Aiden's outlet as well.
You will regret making that decision with me. I
Maybe-
will come up with some absolutely awful theories.
Maybe it'll be more of like a USB to USB-C type converter. That's
Wait,
some technology humor for you.
Dude, awesome.
I have
that's
no
so
idea
awesome.
what I just heard. I think I
the
blanked for a
first
second.
technology comedian.
No one has
You ever
ever
buy a You ever buy a mouse and it scurries away?
No one has ever made a joke about a computer.
Tosh.0 disappears from reality. He disappears like Infinity War fucking Spider-Man.
Linus Tech Tips, am I right?
No. He's just a tech guy on YouTube. That's not comedy, is it? I mean, he's fun.
Anything on YouTube is comedy.
Brett. All right, that's going to be this episode. Just a quick introductory episode so you guys get to know us, know what we're about. And then next week, it's going to be all business, talking about the newest episodes of every main 3 Tokusatsu show. But, Reggie and Aiden, I did want to end with a little segment called, Is this Toku? ? Copyright, dumbjake.
No one steal this.
OC, do not steal. This week, my question is Yo Gabba Gabba Tokusatsu?
Oh god. Okay.
It's got the costumes. It's very special effects orientated.
What
there's
on
a blue
earth am I
squirrel.
looking at?
You don't know Yo Gabba Gabba?
I don't think this was on in the UK. If it was,
Oh my god.
it was not when I was watching.
The cultural
Oh, hell no.
divide.
Well, here is a video that you can turn on
Can you send
see what it is.
Can you send
Yeah.
the
Okay,
it's a
I will
party
watch
in
this
my
in the
tummy
background
video?
while you two start talking.
So, send what video?
The song from Yo Gabba Gabba where it's like, it's a party in my tummy. So yummy. So yummy.
Yes, gotcha. That's a classic. And I do want to say, Yo Gabba Gabba kind of reminds me of Kamen Rider Gav with that name. Yo Gabu Gabu, perhaps?
Boo,
But this show-
boo.
Get out! This show is really weird. It's a kid show. In case I guess if you're British, if you've never heard of it, it's a kid show with these weird monster characters. And something about it that they're just like in these weird sets. They've got like a lot of practical special effects. It's not like it's kind of an older show, so it's not like CGI heavy. I don't know, something about it just kind of gives tokusatsu to me.
Okay, but is it like lower, because like a part of tokusatsu is that it's not as like high budget as like a full on like movie or TV production. You gotta consider that I don't know what they're called, the Yo Gabba Gabbas. The Yo Gabba Gabbas were at Coachella. You know,
they're the bourgeoisie.
Yeah, I feel like they're too big to be, be put in the ring with like the little guy.
Is being famous equivalent to being big though?
They went to Coachella.
They're famous because they were they went to Coachella because they're funny guys in costumes. I don't know. I feel like it's totally tokusatsu. And it does give lower budget to me. Like, I don't know. I feel like if you make a show where you have costumes like this,
I feel like they had like 10 million celebrity guests to the point where you can't classify. Hold on. They had oh god, what's his name? They literally did
Ed Sheeran.
They had a performance with Thundercat.
That's interesting because I feel like not a lot of people know about Thundercats, like normie.
No.
Thundercats. I mean the artist Thundercat. I know what you meant, but
is Thundercats tokusatsu?
Okay, hold on. That's a different episode.
I'm looking at a list of guest stars. I don't know who any of these are. The cast.
Point disproven.
The cast of Freaks and Geeks.
What? Was on Yo Gabba Gabba?
I don't know.
Seth Rogen?
This is a fan wiki, so I'm a little.
James Franco?
Okay.
There's a Yo Gabba Gabba fan wiki.
Okay, apologies for interjecting. Jake has sent me some videos of Yo Gabba Gabba because I've never heard of it in my life. It is certainly a show from what I can see. I have seen stuff like this as a child, but it's a seeing being introduced to something like this at the ripe old age of 22. It is an experience. I mean, to answer your question, I mean, you could definitely say it has elements of Tokusatsu. I won't deny that.
Elements.
Elements. I will give you that. Whether in suits and that, I will absolutely call that Tokusatsu, because by the very definition, that is exactly what it is. I mean, there's some mixed in stuff though. You know, you saw a bit of animation, you saw some other stuff.
There is some
like
animation.
That. But yeah, I will not deny we get just a little bit of Tokusatsu.
I like when it zooms out and they're like in the box and the guy's like above them like God.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's a fun fact. It's a big like boom box, like a radio, and then it opens up like a pocket poly set, and then it's inside the world, and then it's pans. I'm a big Yo Gabba Gabba head. Don't ask me to name any of the characters though.
Well, yeah. Oh, I assumed one of them was called Gabba, maybe, or Gabba Gabba. Perchance.
I don't think so.
Jake, you are evil you are evil for making the first. You are absolutely evil for making the first show in this segment I have never heard of in my life.
Well, sorry, I didn't account for the British experience.
Oh, don't worry. I will get my revenge. I will. One of these next episodes, I will bring in one of the most British shows I can think of for this segment.
Just brings in Doctor Who.
No, that's nowhere near obscure enough. I will get something from my childhood.
Oh God, what's the name of that one show that's based off it's like Yellow Submarine, right? The movie, whatever. It's Yellow Submarine.
The Beatles.
Yeah, it's Yellow Submarine Tokusatsu.
Oh, come on! We've got a lot of episodes to go.
Right, these guys.
Can't keep ripping these examples. All right, I think that I think the answer is obviously yes.
I think I would have to agree. Yes.
Sure.
Of the 30 seconds I have seen, I would have to agree.
But I do want to ask the audience: do you think Yo Gabba Gabba is Tokusatsu? I want to see a lot of Yo Gabba Gabba discussion just to confuse people who don't get to the end of the show.
Because we're only one. One is young, and we like to watch Yo Gabba Gabba.
We're literally 1 freaking years old, guys. 1 podcast years old, man.
Oh.
We're young. We make mistakes. We say we don't like Dino Thunder. Maybe I do like it. I can be gaslit. I can be so gaslit, guys. Don't get mad at me.
So if this video gets 150 likes, we will gaslight Jake into believing whatever the top liked comment says.
Okay.
I just gotta say, this is gonna be the most chaotic comment section on a video. So people are gonna be clicking in thinking, oh hey, a Toku podcast, a new Toku podcast. They're gonna scroll down to the comments and it's all gonna be full of Yo Gabba Gabba.
You can tell you've just heard those words for the first time.
I think
from the way you say it.
I think any one of the Yo Gabba Gabba characters could beat Valen in a fight.
I think a lot of people can beat Valen in a fight.
Yeah, that includes the Yo Gabba Gabba characters. What can I say?
I wanna make a compilation for Twitter of just Valen getting his shit kicked in. Like it could make like such a good long compilation video.
That has to have been made
cuts
already.
of him just getting blown up.
Oh, that has to exist.
Yeah, but I could
already.
do it better. I could do it stronger. I'm a bigger Kamen Rider Valen fan. You understand?
That's not. I don't think that's something
my video means more.
I don't think being a Kamen Rider Valen fan is something you can brag about. And
Calling yourself-
I'm his biggest fan, so I feel like I can say that.
But calling yourself a Valen fan is paramount to calling yourself a masochist, I feel. Like, you are just saying you like
I
watching
do,
these
he's
people
the best
experience
character.
pain.
He does. I do like watching characters in pain, I must admit.
I have to admit that too. I love Valen.
I need to make like like an edit of the Yo Gabba Gabba song. Like, it's a party in my tummy, so yummy, and it cuts to the shot of Valen getting like homemade surgery for his like gallbladder or
Oh
whatever.
my god. I thought you were gonna say like you're gonna edit Go Chizos in there.
Oh, yeah, wait, hold on, that's better. Yeah, and it's
so much darker than what you said.
Yeah.
Or what you said is so much darker. I mean,
Yeah, cut that out. Take it out. Take it out. I'm normal.
yeah, definitely. I'm gonna edit. All right, thanks for watching the podcast. I'm Dumb Jake. You can find me at Dumb Jake on YouTube. And Reggie, give your little socials, your plugs.
My username on everything is centipede.gov, but it's not a dot like a period. You actually have to spell it out. DOT. I draw pictures. I'm on Instagram, Twitter,
Yes.
Tumblr, and if you are looking to employ me, please don't watch this podcast episode.
I think it's
it just proves you're a great artist. You're looking up the stuff you're drawing. You're looking for references.
Yeah.
No, hire Reggie.
Although I think it would be a little
And
too
listen
late
to
to,
the
say
podcast.
that.
They're gonna want to hire me, and then they're gonna look at all the stuff I say in this podcast, and they're like, no, they're crazy. We can't. They want to like kill the Gochizos.
Nah, someone's gonna commission you like, please draw me the just goriest
That's
Gochizos
worse.
you
That's
can.
worse. You have to understand that is worse.
Bloodiest, goriest Gochizos, entrails,
Yeah.
Gochizo skeleton coming out.
If this video gets 200 likes,
Yo, what?
If this video gets 200 likes, Reggie will draw Jake as a Gochizo getting skinned.
Bruh, how'd I end up in there?
I'm sorry, it's always been you.
Okay, that's Reggie's plugs, and Aiden, give some plugs as well.
Oh, but well, I do not have much to plug. I have a Twitter. You can find me at Aiden's_stash. It is very empty right now. I pretty much only made the Twitter when we realised we were going to make this podcast. But hopefully, I'm going to build it up. It's just going to be a place where I retweet a bunch of Toku news, Toku toy news, as well as just make my little opinions, little observations. Nothing much. You can follow if you like.
Yeah, follow Aiden for some toy news, because I cannot keep on top of that stuff. He'd be a way better person to follow for that type of information. Yeah. And thank you for listening to this first episode of the podcast. Let me know if you liked it. Let me know if you didn't like anything in a constructive manner, please. And yeah, that is the podcast. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Thank you.
that was so awesomeness.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.